Assalamu alaikum, good morning, how are you today?
Fine.
Very good, very good. Alright, last times we talked about different sentence structures, and today we're looking at a very important topic that is related to this, which is about varying sentence structure. You know that a good sign of, or a good indication of good writing is not only to use simple sentences or compound sentences, but to use also complex sentences. So the idea here is to vary, that is to say, to use different sentence structures whenever you are writing. So today we're going to focus on this important aspect of good writing, which is called varying or sentence structure variety. Alright, just a quick review of what we've done so far as a sentence structure is concerned. We looked at the simple sentence, and we said that a simple sentence is basically an independent clause, a group of words having a subject and a verb and expressing a complete idea. For example, in this example, I live in Gaza. We also looked at the compound sentences. And what is the compound sentence? Basically, two simple sentences joined together by a comma and a coordinator, or one of those fanboys. For example, she works in the city, but she lives in the suburbs. So what we have here is a compound sentence. Then, yes, and we see all these fanboys connectors. Then we talked about complex sentence structure, and we said that a complex sentence. What is a complex sentence? Basically, one that has
a sentence that has one independent clause and one or more dependent.
Very nice. One having an independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. For example, John cannot focus on his study because there is so much noise outside. So this is what we call a complex sentences. And we also looked at a number of subordinators, that is to say that we use them to join to one independent clause with more dependent clauses, such as after, before, until, whenever, although, even though, because, and so on and so forth. Right? Let's just very quickly look and identify the different types of sentence structures that we have here. This is the same exercise on 82, on page 82. Alright, on your textbook on page 82, let's look at, pardon me, at 83, thank you. Page 83, practice 8. Alright? Just decide what is the simple sentence, what is a compound sentence, and where is the complex sentence in these groups of sentences. Let's see the first one. Yes, please.
Other people like to travel and still others like to have an adventure. Compound.
Number 2 is a compound. Is that right? Yes, because of the connector here joining the two sentences. The first one is some people like to relax and do nothing when they take a vacation. This is a complex sentence because we have a subordinator linking the two sentences. Yes, please. Number 3.
Unusual vacations are becoming popular. Simple sentence.
Unusual vacations are becoming popular. This is a simple sentence. All right. Number 4. Yes, please.
For example, people go hiking in Nabil or river, rafting in Ecuador. Simple.
It's also a simple sentence. What about or here? Is it a fanboy here too? No, because it's not joining the two sentences. It's joining two words or two phrases. So this is also a simple sentence. Yes, please. Number 5. It's a compound, very nice. It's a compound sentence, all right? The remaining. Number 6. Yes, please.
After he returned home, he had a friend bring one life to help people, so he spent this summer hoping to go to school and
It's a compound sentence by virtue of having, we have here a fanboy connected, so it is a compound sentence. Yes, please.
After he returned home, he wanted to go back to his clinic.
That's a complex, that's a complex sentence. And number 8, yes, please.
People may find Elba Canary a little boring after they have climbed volcanoes in Guatemala or ridden camels in Egypt.
Very nice. It's a complex sentence. Why is it a complex sentence?
Because here
We have after they have climbed. So this is a dependent clause joined to an independent clause, and this is what we call a complex sentence. All right. All right. Let's look at the second example, a second exercise. B. Okay, in the same page, we have also very quickly read this paragraph and decide where it is a complex sentence. And we have actually 5 compound sentences in this paragraph and 3 complex sentences. Identify them, please. There are 5 compound sentences and 3 complex sentences. Try to locate them. Alright, let's see. Let's start with the complex sentences in this paragraph. What are some complex sentences? We have 3 here. Yes, please.
Number 5. When you aren't there.
Yes, very nice. It's number? 5. Very nice. Number 5. When you aren't there, you miss the important information. So sentence number 5 is a complex sentence. Another one? Yes, Dora, please. Number 7. Then review or recopy your notes as soon as possible. Very nice. It's number 7. Why is it that? Because we have a dependent and independent clause, and then we have an independent clause. Is there a third one? Yes, please.
Number 8.
Number 8. Third. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yes.
Very nice. So this is also a complex sentence because we have whenever. So it's a very good technique to identify complex sentences. It's just spot the subordinators, okay, because they start dependent clauses. All right, now let's move on to talk about compound sentences. Yes, please. Number 9? Yes, let's read it. Professors want their students to succeed, so they want them to ask questions. So number 9. Yes, please. And yes, please. Number 8. 11. Number 11. Number 11. Go to their office during and introduce yourself. Number 11. Very nice. Anything else? Yes, please. Number 12. Let's read it. Don't waste professor's time, but make them. So number 12. 2 more. 2 more. Yes, please.
Finally, get involved in a campus activity or get a job in the bookstore.
So it's number 13. Sentence number 13 because we have the connector. Or there's one more remaining. 16. Yes. Be friendly and talk to everyone, other students, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So this is also another, where is 16? Yes. Another compound sentence. Is this clear?
Yes.
All right. Now, this is what we're very important is that to keep this understanding of compound, simple, and complex sentences. We need to keep this in order to improve our writing. The third exercise before we move on to talk about our main topic here, try to combine these simple sentences using compound or making compound or complex sentences. All right? All right. Join each pair of sentences to form either a compound sentence or a complex sentence. All right? All right. Let's do the first one together. All right? The weather is beautiful. It is supposed to rain today. You can form either a compound or a complex sentence. Yes, please.
The weather is beautiful, but it is supposed to rain today.
Very nice. So it's a compound sentence. The weather is beautiful, but it is supposed, or yet. It is supposed, let's just write it, yet. Yet, it is supposed. This is a compound. Can we form a complex sentence? We could say, although the weather is beautiful today, it is supposed to rain today. So we also formed a complex sentence, all right? The second one. You can hike the trail. You can hire a guide to take you on a horseback. Very nice. So we can use or. So you can hike the trail, or you, this is a compound sentence. Or you can take a guide or hire a guide to take you on a horseback. Okay, I'll just give you 1 minute to think about the remaining sentences and for them using forming compound or complex sentences. Please. Placement test is like a test to determine what is your level. Okay, and what is your English level. Okay. Your language level. All right, let's see number 3.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, please.
You start college, you sometimes have to take a placement test before.
Okay, so can you form it? Can you form a sentence here?
Yes, I can write before.
You can use before.
Yes.
All right. Before you start college, you sometimes have, or we can say when you start college, you sometimes have to take a placement. So we have a complex sentence here. Yes, over there. So they train every day. Very nice. So we have a compound sentence. So they train every day. Or we can say because. Yes, because they want to compete in a marathon, they train every day. So what we have here is a complex sentence. Yes, please. Number 5. And she dismissed the class, or we can say after. Is that right? Yes. After the teacher collected the exam papers or the test, she dismissed the class. And finally, yes, please.
Although Huda studies hard, she doesn't get a good grade.
Very nice. Although Huda doesn't, studies hard, she doesn't get good grades, or exactly. Huda studies hard, but she doesn't get good grades. All right. So we have here some complex and compound sentences. All right. Now we come to the important point, which is I just mentioned earlier in the class today, which is about varying or adding variety to your sentence structure. Let's say a good indication of good writing is that not only to use simple sentences, but we have to use a variety of sentence structure. That is to say, to make your writing more interesting, more sophisticated and elegant, you should try to vary. That is to say, to use different sentences in terms of length and structure. So I will focus on structure today primarily. You can make some of your sentences long and some of your sentences short. You can make some of your sentences simple or compound and or complex. Let's look at this example and see what is the problem here. All right. I live in San Francisco, for example. I love San Francisco. I have a lovely apartment. It has a wonderful view of the city. I can see the Golden Gate. What we know about it? It's all simple, short sentences. Is this a good thing? No. Of course not. This is not a sign of good writing, of elegant writing, of a higher level kind of writing. We don't want to write all our sentences in terms of simple sentence structure, so we need to use a variety of sentences. So this paragraph doesn't read smoothly, okay, because it contains no sentence variety. So this is problematic. This is a problem for writers and for writers. How can I fix it? Let's look at how I varied the sentence structures in this sentence to make it read more smoothly, more elegantly, and so on. All right? I love living in the city of San Francisco. This is a simple sentence. Is that right? Yes. I have a lovely apartment which has a wonderful view of the entire city. This is a complex sentence. In addition, I can see the Golden Gate Bridge under which many ships pass every day. It's a complex sentence. I also like San Francisco because I can find wonderful restaurants with food from just about every country, but I don't like the traffic in the city. What we have here is a complex, because we have because and also a compound sentence. So it's a complex compound sentence. So what I did here is basically added variety to the previous paragraph which we read. Now it looks more smooth, it reads more smoothly, it looks more elegant and sophisticated kind of writing. So the idea here is always make sure that you vary your sentence structure. Is this clear? Yes. Try to not to always all the time use simple, but use compound and complex. Let's do this exercise and work together and try to join some of these sentences to form compound and complex sentence structures. Is it clear? Who would like to read it? Please, very quickly.
The music star was young. He was dressed in a red shirt and blue jeans. Everyone looked at him. He knew they were looking at him. He smiled shyly. He grasped the microphone. He sang 2 songs. He wrote these songs himself. His fans were delighted. They greeted him with cheers
and screams. Now we would like you, I'd like you to I'll give you some time to actually join some of these simple sentences to form compound and complex sentences. And I'm going to look at some of your work to see how you did on this exercise. Okay? Alright, are we finished? Yes. Let's see some, how did you do with this exercise?
Yes.
Yes, over there, please.
The young music star was dressed in a red shirt and blue jeans.
Very nice. Let's see how the young music star was dressed in a red shirt and blue jeans. This is a simple sentence. Very nice. So you joined the first two sentences into a simple sentence. Is there another way of doing it? Yes, please.
The music star was young and he was dressed in a red shirt and blue jeans.
Very nice. So this is a compound sentence. The young music star, the music star was young and he was dressed very nice. All right. Let's look at different ways. Yes, please.
Yeah, the young music star, he was dressed in a red shirt. And
Very nice. All right. Let's look at the two following sentences. Everyone looked at him. He knew they were looking at him. He smiled shyly. How did you join these sentences? Yes, please.
Everyone looked at him and he knew they were looking at him. So he smiled shyly.
So he smiled shyly. Very nice. Very nice. Another thing, the remaining sentences. Please. All right. He grasped the microphone. He sang 2 songs. He wrote the 2 songs of these songs himself. How did you join them? Yes, please.
He grasped the microphone and sang 2 songs
Which he wrote. Very nice. Which he wrote himself. Very nice. The last 2 sentences. His fans were delighted. They greeted him with cheers and screams. Yes, please.
So his fans were delighted and he cheers them with a cheer.
So his fans were delighted and greeted him with the cheers and screams. So notice that most of your sentences are actually compound sentences. Let's see how I join this paragraph in this way. Everyone looked at the young music star who was dressed in a red shirt and blue jeans. This is a complex sentence. We use who as a dependent clause, all right? He knew they were looking at him, so he smiled shyly. This is a compound sentence, okay? When he grasped the microphone, he sang 2 songs. Another complex sentence, okay? He wrote these songs himself. A simple sentence. His fans were delighted and they greeted him with cheers and screams. This is a compound sentence. So what we have here is a variety of sentence types. Some complex, some compound, and some simple sentences. Alright, is this clear? Alright, let's do another exercise on the same topic. Alright? So join them to form some compound, some complex, and some simple sentences. Okay. Who had a go at it at this paragraph? All right. Yes, please.
When it was a dark and stormy night,
The wind was high and the trees waved and crashed against the caravan. Is there another way of doing these three sentences? Yes, please.
The wind was high, so the trees waved and crashed against the
Okay, the wind was high and the trees waved and crashed against the caravan. All right. I looked around me. I saw that I wasn't alone. A man stood behind. He was told he was mean. How did you join these sentences? Hina, please.
When I looked around me, I saw that I was
Very nice. Very nice. When I looked around me, come on, I saw that I was not alone. All right. Who would like to continue? Who would like to continue? Yes, please.
There was a man stood behind me who was told.
Who was told and me. Who was told and me. He had a knife. It was shining in the moonlight. Yes.
He had a knife
Which was shining in the moonlight. He reached back. He stabbed with it. I jumped out of the way. I ran away. When he reached back, he stabbed with it, but I jumped out of the way and ran away. Let's see how I did this exercise, okay? It was a dark and stormy night, and the wind was high, Very nice. The trees waved and crashed against the caravan. When I looked around me, I saw that I wasn't alone. A man who was tall and mean stood behind me. He had a knife which was shining in the moonlight. He reached back and stabbed with it, but I jumped out of the way and ran away. Let's look at these sentence types. The first one is a compound sentence. The second one, yes, the trees waved and crashed against the caravan. We joined the two sentences into one simple sentence. When I looked around me, I saw that it's a complex sentence. A man who was tall and mean, again, it's a complex sentence. He had a knife which was shining. Again, this is a complex sentence. He reached back and stabbed with it, but it's a compound. So what we see here is, again, a variety of sentence structures that are used to make the writing more smooth, to make it more sophisticated and elegant kind of writing. All right, is this clear?
Yes.
All right. Now, every time, whenever you are going to write a paragraph, make sure that you have a variety of sentence structures. Is there any question?
No.
All right. Thank you very much. And in your writing next time, I'd like you to make sure that you have a variety of sentence structures. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time, inshallah.